Hey guys, it's Hayden. Welcome to my latest Diecast model review, and this time I'll be looking at a pretty new model which is made by AUTOart, and it's from their new composite series, and it is the Aston Martin Vanquish. So this video I want to do something different, which is to compare it directly with another product from about 6 years ago, which is in August 2010. And it is a Porsche 959, which I got recently. And of course, this model is a fully die-cast model. And many of you guys have probably heard of or found out more about the composite, their composite series, and negative things about it. So I'll probably debug some of these issues between the composite series that they are making right now versus their previous efforts. Let's talk about the price. And I have gotten this model for a grand total of 155 Canadian, and it is in a second-hand condition. And the Vanquish, which I got for brand new, with a discounted price of 190 Canadian roughly. The Porsche 959 was one of their what I call a marketing tool, because they were talking about how they manually hand filed each single one of these grills on the front bumper, on the rear bumper, on the side here. You can see the hole that lets the air into the twin turbo engine, and then you can see it features metal mesh grills on the rear, on the front, and it's pretty fantastic. And 6 years later, we have gone all plasticky, and the difference in the weight of these models is roughly 200 grams. And the reason is that they added some mass weights inside the front and the rear. Or was it just the front? But anyway, they added more weights just so to give it the feel of the weight. So let's continue. Let's go over some of the detaily things, such as the front headlamps. And on the 959, you can see how nice that is on there. And then let's look at the AUTOart Aston Martin. And it looks okay, but not at the same level as the 959. Let's check out the rims and the wheels. And on this Vanquish, I painted the wheels already to a gun metallic shade. And then the 959, I think it's fairly same quality across the years. And then we look at the door shut lines, and so here we have the Vanquish, and it's pretty well done for the shut lines, the panel gap. And on the 959, which is pretty much perfect. I mean, they're very even on where the hinge is versus where they shut the door. And then let's look at the rear lights. And then let's check out the Vanquish. I don't see any issues with it, but in terms of how well the parts shut, so let's open this 959. there's just something solid about the diecast models. And on the Vanquish, let's take a look. You can see you could push it further away, it just flexes just like plastic, and plastic flexes. But when you shut it, sometimes it just pops right out. That's why they added some magnets right here to make them shut better. But I guess you can move it a little bit and it'll eventually shut better. So let's talk about the paint, and I think the glossy white that they're trying to depict is okay, but there are some areas that are rather thin. But then on this white, the good thing is light really doesn't shine through. Versus, well, the diecast zinc with the silver metallic shade just beats anything any day. Because if you look closely, which I'm trying to focus. So right here is how the shade looks in person. And it's pretty damn impressive. So let's talk about the opening pots. And also how deep the pots are. Like how much depth they each have. So starting with the Aston Martin Vanquish. And this is the engine that they provided. And it's basically a piece of plastic, or maybe multiple pieces of plastic molded on top, and I checked out from the bottom when I unscrewed the model to do some modification, and this is basically around this deep for the engine cover, well, this pod. So anything below is nothing there. So let's take a look at the engine, and the engine is obviously not in the front, in the rear, and it's a very different story because when you look inside, it's much deeper. It goes right from the top to the bottom. You can even see a little bit of manifolds underneath, and it really makes a difference. And to add to that, the Aston Martin has a flat bottom, so the level of detail definitely stepped down, but then they have a good excuse to do so. But after that, let's look at the interior. And you can see the 959 has a very boring interior. But then when you touch the seats, check on the dial, odometer, mirror. Even if there's a very monotonish color, it's still okay. It's pretty decent and decently detailed. So here's the Vanquish. And you can see it's very lacking because when I first got it, it has all black interior. So I took the liberty to paint it blue with a blue trim on the seats, on the side, on the door cuts, on the back. So you won't get that as stock. And it doesn't look too good actually. I might need to redo it again. But the interior is definitely not done. It's not finished from the factory, and it's very disappointing. think I really like this Vanquish still, even if the quality isn't that good. And we should all be thankful that AUTOart made some pretty nice models back in the day. And I mean, there's something wrong with their new release also, the McLaren P1. It has very poor interior and even more horrible engine bay. So, I mean, just look at the previous Sonda R or the Sonda R and 787B, the Master Le Mans winner, and compare that to the McLaren P1, and you can hardly ever tell that they are made from the same people, which is a big shame. But what can you say? Is a world where people will pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a sealed model, and they still complain about models that are cheaper with opening parts. Well, there you have it. This is a different kind of comparison video and also a review of two models made from different manufacturers, but from the same model company. Anyway, have a nice summer, guys.